Ron, good seeing you.
Good to see you too.
Yeah, this is fun. All right, so I want to show and talk to you a little bit about the M7 V1 and the M8 V1, both of Lumien's Pro Micro modules. So we're talking about the M7 is a WW module, which means you can adjust the Kelvin temperature. And the M8 is the RGBW, and that is color changing with our remote and one static white temperature. So we'll start with the M7. It's a 4.5 watt, so it's got quite a punch for its size. So think with this is to replace what would be like the size you're using an MR16 for. Micro module, brass housing, so that's machine brass. So machine brass, and what that does is you're able to create a housing that's both waterproof and it's a heat conductor. So what we're doing every time we attach another piece of brass to it, you can see just on a small level, everything here when it threads together is brass on brass, creating a heat sink. So what we're doing is pulling the heat away, reducing failure, allowing us for a more potent, hotter burning LED. And we're also creating a IP68 submersible housing around it. So we can seal it, and what that does is reduces any moisture intrusion in the LED itself or around the LED.
Great.
So two big failure points that have been answered with that. You can feel the weight of it too. I mean, that's just the light source alone. So what you're doing with that is you're connecting accessories to both the top and the bottom. So think a stake on the top and a shroud, or a stake on the bottom, shroud on the top. So in this box, 6-foot lead, rubber O-ring. This is just another way to complete a waterproof fixture. So high-end O-rings, very pliable, long-lasting. In the box we have a full instruction manual, goes over the specs and all accessories that kind of work with this. So it's a valuable little piece of paper.
Yeah.
And then we have 2 more O-rings. So what we're going to do with these is throw these on. And so now anytime you're attaching a shroud or some different accessories, you have a double seal to keep moisture out, which I'm pretty sure is, you know, one more than most. And so there you go with that. And then the quick connect. The quick connect you can screw right onto the back. And this is how a lot of the bases connect to these.
Easy.
Easy.
Now, this will be down inside of the fixture.
It'll be down inside of the fixture.
So when there is a failure, all the contractor has to do is pull the cowl off, unscrew this out of the fixture, and drop another one in.
Correct. Yep.
Easy.
So that's the serviceability of it. Easy.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, it's really nice. So what you do with this, because in this package, you remember you're getting the module and you're getting the lead. So you're getting 2 things.
Well, the best thing I think is that the contractor doesn't have to dig up the wire nuts that these are connected with.
Right.
It's just a simple pull this out, drop a new one in, move on to the next job.
Yeah, because once your connections are made and they're buried, like that's the last thing you want to be, you know, taking apart.
Right.
You know, because then you can't reuse your wire nuts. If they're gel filled, you're probably gonna have to cut the wire, which, you know, you get into doing all that, a simple replacement.
Well, time is money.
Time is money. Time is money. So not only reducing the failure points, right, with the actual construction, but then making them easily serviceable. So those are 2 aspects to save money. You're not gonna have to service them in the same way. You're not gonna have to service them as often. So 10-year warranty on the light source. So think of like, a lot of fixtures have lifetime warranties, right? But what is the light warranty? What is the light source that they're actually warranting? And 10 years is a long light source warranty. So with that, if you were to put this in a fixture, because remember, now you're going to buy accessories for this. You're going to do maybe a stake, maybe a wall mount, and you're going to do maybe a bollard top or an uplight. You take this lead apart, and you are left with your 6-foot lead, and you want to take this piece off. You're only really using this if you're going to do a core drilled or recessed fixture, where this is going to be your main connection point, like in a PVC tube or whatnot. But for everything else, and we're going to show a lot more of these things, or like the stakes and whatnot, you're just going to wire this right through the mount, and then this is going to be your connection point.
Great.
Yeah. So pretty cool stuff. So I'm going to wire this up. Now we're going to talk a little bit about the adjustability and tunability. All right. So you can see the punch you're getting, right?
That's 4 watt, right?
4.5 watt. Yep, 4.5 watt on this. And so with this, we have our Pro Remote. What this will allow you to do is tune the color temperature from 2700 to 5700. So in all those applications where you're ordering a specific light source with a specific color temperature and output, this you're able to do all of those, a complete spectrum of white. So 2700 to 5700, I think these come, so we're gonna make it cooler just like that, right? So this is 4500, which some applications you need a little cooler color temperature.
Right.
Right? It really can help bring out colors in certain things. And so we hit the CCT adjustable button, and we can scan up. And this is going all the way to 5700. So very cool. And then you can bring that back down to 2700. So a nice warm white. With everything in between. So I mean, we're talking different colors of stone, different types of plants, all might need a little bit different color temperature to really bring out the life. So we have that, and then not only do we have a full output, we can dim that, so we can take some light away. So in applications where you have different heights of different trees or different heights of a facade of a house, you can take the dim button. It's at 100% now, and you can dim that all the way to 0. So right here, you're at 50%, going down for a softer light.
Love it.
Yeah,
That's great.
So it's pretty cool. It helps the design. It helps the adjustability. If you're doing nighttime adjustments, you're not like opening a bunch of packages, swapping out bulbs. It's really nice.
Well, plus if the client wishes that it was a little brighter,
Yeah,
with a simple button change, you can make that happen.
exactly. Very simply. And that's the micro. The micro, so we have the nano too. So a lot of people start with the nano, and they might even want a lot more light. So then you can up it to a micro. So the whole system is interchangeable between sizes and modules. They all work together with the Quick Connect. Some of the accessories are dedicated to that specific module size, but overall the mounts work with every size, which is really cool. So that is the WW, so this is the M7, and that is offered in a 4.5 watt. It's our Pro module. So our other Pro module, which I know is still popular, a lot of people are doing color changing, right? They do holiday designs. They're still installing classic C9s, you know, for the holidays, and they're doing minis on the bushes, so very classic look. So they're out on the property, already planning to do this stuff. The cool thing about this module is it's built the same way. It comes in either a 3000K or a 2700K, so that's a static color temperature option. But you have an entire color spectrum here that you can choose from. So now when you're back on a property for the holidays, So you can see the white. You can take this fixture and you can do a custom design instead of having to get into an app or change out bulbs or put filters on.
What you did right there really makes it easier for the contractor and the homeowner to get into color and understand it rather than having to go through a whole learning experience.
Yes. Yeah.
With the remote, they're in control now.
They're in control.
And that's what I like.
The contractor can keep it. You know, a homeowner can inquire about it. The difference is this. I mean, you see a lot of these are, you know, different remote controlled systems.
Mhm.
They still have pretty cheap feeling remotes. You know,
Yeah.
some of the stuff is not impressive, but this is, it's got a readout screen. You can see what the color temperature is. You can see how dim the light is.
Mhm.
So it's got a digital readout, and it's built really nicely. So it kind of has a high-end feel to it, and it's just easy. You can just change that. And so then again, you're just changing shrouds and bases, and you can design this and put it in a, you can have it as a pendant light, you can have it as an uplight, and we'll start to get into those things as we move forward, but I just wanted to cover our most popular options for modules and light sources.
Great.
Awesome. Any questions? Thoughts?
This is terrific, Aaron. I can't wait for more contractors to see this.
Cool.
We've got a great demo here in our showroom that we can show contractors just how easy this is.
Yes.
And we've already been doing that.
You have. I see a lot of people come in. We have our displays. We have this trailer, it's a Lumien trailer, which has a full demo area or
Oh
building
yeah,
shop.
we've taken many customers in there.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you guys are doing great things, and I appreciate you inviting me to talk about this stuff.
Well, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Thanks, man.